We are now 2 years into a drought, having just come out of a 5-year drought. And this is jaw-dropping, what's happening on the west coast of the United States.
After years of concern about California running dry, with reservoirs reaching historic lows.
You look behind me here and you can see what's left of Folsom Lake, and you understand why.
This is the lowest the lake has been since 1977.
It can be hard to remember what it's like when the water was too high.
There was so much going on. I mean, it was everywhere. Look at that. Watching that levee just erode just as we watch it.
There are mudslides. There's flooding.
But on New Year's Day, 1997, the rain...
Officials have opened 4 of the floodgates.
...just wouldn't stop.
The National Weather Service once again calling for devastating flooding.
The inflow was just going up like mad. We're saying, my God, when is it going to turn?
This is a special report.
And what you're seeing on your television is exactly why we are not broadcasting Days of Our Lives. This is a very bad thing that's going on throughout our region right now.
Now, 25 years later, a look back at what happened.
Have you ever stood here and seen this site before?
No, I have not. It makes my stomach turn.
Why the damage was so dramatic.
At this house, water is up above the door jamb. There's another a mobile home parked behind that is completely under.
What has changed in the years since?
The very reason that they built the auxiliary spillway.
And whether it could happen again. In a KCRA3 special report, the floods of '97.
Tonight, exactly 25 years later, we're looking back on those floods that impacted almost every community in our area. We're also looking forward as to whether this could happen again and the new safeguards in place in case it does. Coming up in a minute, we'll hear from the helicopter pilot for KCRA who spent up to 14 hours a day getting a better picture of the damage for our viewers. And we'll also hear from a retired engineer with the Department of Water Resources about what he calls the most dramatic flood of his career. But we'll start with the impressive geography of it all and the conditions that led to all of this. You know, 25 years ago tonight, it was New Year's Eve, and it had been a very warm and muggy day throughout the area. As a matter of fact, Sacramento established a record high that day by hitting 67 degrees. We didn't see the sun all day. It was a rainy, misty kind of day, not the sort of day you might expect to hit a record high. You knew something kind of weird was going on, and, well, it was. It was a huge, what we called at the time, Pineapple Express. This is a satellite photo from New Year's Eve 25 years ago tonight. You can see the huge amount of moisture that stretched all the way back down to Hawaii. Again, we used to call it the Pineapple Express. Now it's an atmospheric river. Either way, these sorts of situations bring huge amounts of rain, and this was a doozy. Let me give you some examples. At Bucks Lake, this is up on the Feather River Basin. Bucks Lake received 42.16 inches of rain over the course of the storm. A little bit farther to the south at Blue Canyon, at one point, we picked up almost a foot of rain in less than 24 hours. On the Feather River, that water came down into Lake Oroville, and that prompted huge releases from Lake Oroville, and those releases, because they were so big, prompted an evacuation of the town of Oroville. A lot of people got out in the night. Luckily, Oroville was spared a major flood, but we still had huge flows coming down the Feather River. Another day later, we had to evacuate Marysville because of those high flows. And a couple of days later, the flow on the Feather River was just too big for the levees. We had a huge break on the levee on the Feather River into Arboga. Thousands of people had to leave their homes in the middle of the night. In that part of the flood, 3 people lost their lives. And it wasn't just levee breaks on the rivers. We also had a levee break on the Sutter Bypass. So just to the west of Marysville, the town of Meridian was also flooded. Much of Sutter County did go underwater because of that levee break. There were desperate measures made to try to save the town of Meridian, but there was extensive flooding in that area. A little bit farther to the east on Highway 50, the American River was also running very high. And with all of that water, we had a huge mudslide near the town of Whitehall. It came down, covered the road, actually covered the river, the South Fork, for a while. And the Highway 50 was closed for a number of days. That flow coming down the American River went into Folsom Lake. Interesting that even though they had the floodgates open, at one point, Folsom Lake was actually rising by a foot an hour even though the floodgates were open. It was a huge inflow into the lake. Now, a little bit farther south from there on the Cosumnes River, we had numerous breaks. We set a record for a flow on the Cosumnes River. There was flooding in Slough House, there was flooding in Wilton, and for a while we had Highway 99 and I-5 both closed because of flooding. A lot of southern Sacramento County did see flooding. On the San Joaquin Basin, we also saw huge flows. There are more than 30 levee breaks on the San Joaquin River. That also brought flooding to much of southern San Joaquin County, including much of the town of Manteca. On the Tuolumne River, huge flows coming down this river. We had record flows coming out of Lake Don Pedro. As a matter of fact, it was topped for the first time. A record flow flowing through downtown Modesto caused a record level at Modesto. There was flooding in the town of Modesto as well as on Dry Creek on the north side of the river. And just a little bit to the east from there on the Merced River, another record flow here. The Merced River was a record flowing through Yosemite. There were 2,100 guests in the valley at that time celebrating New Year's Eve. They were trapped in the valley. There was extensive damage done to property there, including campsites, and there is still a marker there in the valley that shows that record high.
I don't have faith in this levee over here. No. When I'm sitting here and it's doing this, you know, at the top, I'm like, okay, time to leave.
When the floods hit, many people left their homes with only what they could carry. Helicopters and boats were out rescuing families who were trapped, and some didn't get out in time. 9 people died. For people who lived here, it was a frantic and scary time.
We just waited too long and got out, got stuck. We couldn't find one of the dogs, so it held us up.
Did the water come in quicker than you anticipated?
Yes, very fast, very fast.
As the water started rising, it was impossible to capture the damage from standing in just one location. The best way to understand what was going on was from the air. In 1997, Michael Kidd was the pilot of Livecopter 3 and brought the enormity of the situation to television screens around the world.
You've been checking this river throughout the day.
So I'd seen a lot of stuff, but I had never seen anything like this.
I want to check with Michael Kidd, who's been flying around checking water levels for us. Michael, what's the latest with you?
It was amazing that it's like, oh, look here, and I'm getting a call, go look here, and it's like, this is everywhere. It was so widespread, and then, you know, some places worse than others.
In the first 2 days of the flood, the views from Livecopter 3 showed levees crumbling on the Cosumnes River.
This is maybe one of our first actual breaks, Sam, and this is upstream from Wilton, and it's on the north side of the Cosumnes River this time. And this is an area where we were watching people sandbag and sandbag. In fact, they had a bulldozer that still remains, and the river got the best of them.
The National Guard making an air rescue on Twin Cities Road.
This is again some flooding that's taken place with the Cosumnes River, and below that National Guard helicopter, someone trapped on top of their pickup truck.
And the American River running near the tops of the levee.
Here's the white spot. That's River Park on the left side of your screen, and the Cal Expo area well off, actually out of frame there on the right side. But the river extremely wide. In fact, even at this distance, can't fit it all into the camera here. Very wide through this point.
But it was the morning of January 3rd that was the most devastating.
Even though we'd had a few days leading up to that, and I'd seen some really amazing things with the flooding, I don't think I was ready to expect to see that.
It's not a pretty sight. Take a look for yourself. A very wide break here in the levee along the Feather River.
You don't want to wake, you know, you're going to wake up and see that today. It's like, wow, this is my neighborhood.
They just pulled a person out of there, but look where they are working over. Whoever was trapped there, I mean, there's not even a tree to cling to down there. They're in just brush.
While January 3rd was the most destructive, it also brought a bright spot to flood-weary California.
We saw him sitting there forlornly just out on the rooftop.
One of the homes that had been flooded in Arboga had a dog stuck on the roof, surrounded by rising floodwaters. We came to know the dog was called Rodeo. As it was about to get dark, Michael and his photographer decided to take action. Michael landed one skid of Livecopter 3 on the roof of the home, while the photographer pulled the dog inside.
The dog just sitting there, the water's going up, you know, the dog's, you know, doesn't have much longer, and you know what the right thing to do is.
How dangerous was that to be landing a skid on a house, or balancing a skid on a house?
Well, depends on the pilot.
Rodeo is rescued from the roof and reunited with his family that evening.
All these losses, and then that was a win.
How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, it felt really good.
The effort to fight and control the flood of '97 came from many state and local agencies, but at the center of all the decisions was the Department of Water Resources. George Qualley was the division chief for flood management back in 1997, and we recently sat down with him to ask him what he remembers of the floods and the changes that he has seen in the last 25 years.
That whole buildup of things was something that was pretty scary, and we could see it coming, and you don't know. You know it's going to be bad, you don't know exactly how bad.
The wet weather before the New Year's storms had already put water into the reservoirs and into the bypass.
When the big storm came, you know, all the situation of the perfect storm. You just had the perfect conditions for maximum runoff and inflow to the reservoir.
We have seen the pedestrian bridge just downstream from Sunrise Boulevard is almost underwater.
You couldn't have written a script to make a more difficult situation. It was also a big enough event that it was huge at Shasta and really all through the Central Valley. So it was 97 and just stressing the whole system all at once.
We're going to get you up to date on all of what's going on in Northern California related to the heavy weather that went through last night.
We'd had experience with these so-called Pineapple Expresses before, and so we had some familiarity. But as the buildup was occurring, you know, you know it's coming towards California. One thing you don't know, and really can't know until it's very close to it, is what the storm centering is going to be, because that's very critical. You know, what exactly is that atmospheric river aiming at when it comes in?
And that is one aspect that has improved in the last 25 years, technology, including devices to measure wind, temperature, and humidity.
One of the things they do is when an atmospheric river is going on, they'll drop these things called drop sondes and send them through the atmosphere, and it picks up all kind of data, and then they combine that data with surface information they get from the buoys. That really helps their understanding how these atmospheric rivers work.
There have also been structural improvements.
We're a whole lot better prepared in a lot of different ways, because after every flood we look close at lessons learned during the flood event.
One of those lessons was the way the flood was handled at Folsom Dam.
And that's the very reason that they built the auxiliary spillway, because that was the problem with Folsom, and also a lot of improvements have been made on the American River itself.
There will be another flood, but with the lessons learned from '97, we'll be better prepared when it happens.
And we know more floods will happen in our area, but the question is when and what impact could they have? I'll have that part of our coverage coming up after the break.
Continuing our coverage of the floods of '97 in Northern California. You know, Mark, these images are really shocking, even for those of us who remember it. And for me, I didn't remember it was so widespread. So you mentioned we will have floods again. People may be wondering if we'll see that kind of damage again.
Well, let's just back up a little bit. Yes, we will have floods again, just like the one we've been seeing. We have a history of big floods in Northern California. I got a brief list for you. I mean, we've had floods in 1940, 1950, 1955, etc. I didn't even include the one we had back in '95. So Northern California has a history of flooding. What made 1997 so interesting was we went into the year with what we would consider our reservoirs in good shape. In other words, there's a lot of water in our reservoirs, but then we had early season rain, so they went up even more. They actually had started some releases from the reservoirs already before the storm happened on New Year's Day. But then when the New Year's Day storm did come in, then they had to release a lot of water out of the reservoirs, and then that stressed the downstream levees. So we will have big storms again in the future. So if we had one this year, we'd be in much better shape because, of course, our reservoirs are so low this year, like Shasta and Oroville. So if we had a big storm sometime in the next month, we'd handle it a lot better than we could have in 1997. So if you go into a year with good water in the reservoirs and then you have big storms, that means there's going to be a lot of water coming down into the valley. It will happen again.
And one of the things that stood out, and you just mentioned it too, Mark, was the levee and the levee breaks that happened. And we know so many communities are built right around all of these levees in our area. So what's the status of the levees now, and are they better?
A lot of studies were done after 1997. It was really a landmark flood. There have been a lot of improvements on the American River levees as well as the Sacramento levees. Yuba County has done a great job on the Feather River, the Bear River, and the Yuba River. Yuba County is much better prepared than it was back in 1997. But you have to consider that in the entire valley, there are hundreds of miles of levees. The problem with levees is they only get tested when the water's like this. In other words, you don't know if there's a weak spot on the levee until it's too late, most likely. So, yes, we will likely see something like this happen again, but where? Is it going to be on the Cosumnes River next time? Is it going to be on the San Joaquin River? As George Qualley said, every flood brings more lessons learned, and we learned a lot of lessons from 1997, but we have a lot of levees in the valley. The next time we get a flood, one will fail somewhere. We just don't know where.
I'll tell you what, Mark, you were here then, you're here now, and we're lucky to have that wealth of experience and perspective. So thanks for sharing that with us.
And we do have more on this on our KCRA3 app. Right now on the app, we have an interactive map showing what happened in which area. We also have a list of those incidents showing videos and how KCRA3 covered those at the time. To check that out, just focus your cell phone camera on that QR code. That takes you to the link with all of the features.